Okay, so it's a quick video for the family members, just to so you know what's happening with your loved one. We're in the week 2 here, and week 2 we talk about the brain and the mind. So the first week about spiritual principles is getting an understanding of the principles. The second week is to try and teach the client to start to use those spiritual principles within the relationship that they have with themselves and with others. So let's just go along and we draw a timeline. So the first kind of 10 days is around detox. Yeah? And after that, what happens is the client starts their process. They start to have feelings. And all the feelings start to come back. The feelings of the past, which is a lot of sadness, so they'll be feeling a lot of sadness, yeah? And feelings about the future, yeah? Which will create a lot of anxiety. So our clients will be going from being anxious down to sadness, so they'll be quite emotional, going up and down like that, and then that triggers them in the present when they feel anger. And when our clients start to get angry, we know they're doing the work. We know that they're starting to get well. The hard part is to contain that anger, yeah, and to keep the client contained so they can start to process and to learn how to respond to what's going on, as opposed to reacting. Now, any interaction that happens within the facility can touch these emotions and it can come out, it can leak out. So if somebody's feeling very anxious, they might not be able to sleep at night. But we want to detox them so they can start to feel those feelings and get their natural sleep pattern back. If someone's got a lot of sadness, they might be overwhelmed and want to kind of rush out and try and repair relationships that have happened in the past. So our job is to try and contain them and to work with the individual and with the family members to help support the relationship going forward. So what we teach them is if this is the spine and this is the brain, that we want people to be able to respond with their prefrontal cortex, the first part of their brain, and not to react. And when people react, it's an amygdala hijack response, which is a fight, flight, freeze, tend and befriend or sleep response. And what we're trying to do is get our clients to get some insight to what's going on for them, and then they can start to regulate themselves and bring themselves back online, so that they can start to establish a relationship with themselves and with you, the family members. So the relationship between you all can start to heal. So that's what we're trying to do here. Now the brain has two sides to it. It has the left brain thinking and right brain thinking. Left brain thinking is very transactional. It has the ability to see into the future and to make a decision in the present based on the past. Yep. So this is one thing we try and teach them. So there's the brain. That's the left side of the brain. They can see into the future, the present and the past, which is there, there and there. And then the right side of the brain is the way that they process information and then they have the feelings. So what we'll do is we'll talk to our clients about how to process those feelings. So for example, I'm feeling anxious, it feels like I've got butterflies in my stomach. And we get the clients to be able to talk about the feelings and to communicate them in a way that bridges the gap. So what we're looking for is congruence, and congruence is the ability for your insides to match your outsides. and this is a very overwhelming part of the process for our clients, because they most probably haven't learned how to feel these feelings with a sober mind. And so the anxiety and the fear and the anger all comes out, and they'll often criticize the program. They'll say that this isn't working and that's not working and I haven't done this, and there's a lot of blaming that comes out, and the client's just trying to come to terms with what's going on for them emotionally. So for us, it's to recognize when this has happened, to try and calm the client down, and then try to talk and bring in the psychology of the program. So it's a biopsychosocial model, and that's about the biology. So this was the biology of the body, and now this is the psycho. This is the psychology of it. And then next week we go into the community and growth, where people can go and be in an environment that's going to support them in their recovery. And what happens for our clients here is they can often get overwhelmed with fear. Yeah. And that becomes overwhelming for them, and they get overwhelmed with sadness. Yeah. And then when they talk about it, when they come and talk about it, yeah, to the family members, that fear or anxiety can trigger stuff for all the family members. And this is what we're trying to do here, is to help the family process what's going on for them, why their client has been cared for in this environment. And yeah, unfortunately, we know when our clients are getting angry and frustrated that we're doing our job. And this is how you teach someone emotional intelligence. You let them feel their feelings, as opposed to kind of suppress it and make everything so kind of clinical that it's not engaged. Yeah, and if our clients are really overwhelmed with these feelings, well, then the psychiatrist will be informed about that, and maybe there's some additional medical support. But we don't want to over-medicate in the detox time. The medication around there is around detoxing the client. And for that, they'll see a GP, a general practitioner, and then they'll get referred to the psychiatrist for a psychiatric evaluation, if need be. And yeah, so I hope this has been helpful. I hope this video reduces the anxiety that maybe the family's feeling, or the anger that the family's feeling, or the sadness that the family's feeling, and that the family can take some time to kind of start to rebuild their life as they've watched this person create chaos. And yeah, so it's great to have you here watching this stuff, and hope this was helpful. Reach out to any of our coaches for additional support, and yeah, we're all in this together. Thanks for watching.